Hey everybody, again, it's Fat Albert coming to you from Winnipesaukee here in New Hampshire. I just want to continue on with the basics of ice fishing. My previous video, we talked about the basic needs and how to make a hole, how to clean a hole, and how to be safe on the ice with your ice cleats and something to get you out of the ice if, God forbid, you actually fall through. But we're going to continue on here with the gear, because once you got your hole, once you cleaned out your hole, what are you going to for the ice fishing? So what I have here today is an ice fishing trap. I got two different types. This is a flat style, which sits lower to the ice. The flag sits a little bit lower down. Great for when the ice is when there's no snow cover on the ice. This one right here is another one. Again, basically has a reel with a line and a hook. So you will need some weights and hooks to get started. Depends on what you're fishing for. If you're warm water fishing, bass and pickerels, use a little bit larger size hook. If you're salmon fishing, trout, or not salmon fishing, trout fishing here in New Hampshire, because you can't catch salmon in the winter time. Some smaller hooks. I also got any bait. I got a couple different varieties here. This is been my go-to forever for over the years. Started using some of these lately. Work pretty good. You're gonna need something to get the hook out. These are a good little gadget right here. The hook gets down the throat a little bit more. It's a good device to hook that hook and take it out of the fish's mouth without giving it too much harm. You're gonna need a bait bucket. Good sized bait bucket. Went down to the local store there. Had this forever. Mine just happens to have a top on it. So when I go to the hole, I bring my sled. Another good thing to have. Not necessary. A lot of people backpack their stuff out, depending on what you have. I have a lot of stuff in mine from over the years. I got a shovel. I got a hammer pick. I got a couple of cushions that go over the holes if it's too cold. It's a jigging rod. Very common aspect of ice fishing. Just not my go-to. A lot of people like to jig. They sit in their bob houses. Let me get around over here. They sit in their bob houses, as you can see over there in the background, and they'll jig for the fish. People catch fish that way. It's just not my way of doing it. I do have a jigging pole just in case. Very small bait on there, as you can see, fishing for trout. So again, even like the salmon eggs, when you're fishing with the salmon eggs, you don't need a real gigantic hook for that stuff. So you need bait, something to put the bait on, something to take the hook out with, something to keep your bait in there if you're buying shiners or smelt like we have here in New Hampshire. But you need a few things. And like I said, this is a good little bait bucket cover. Not a lot in here right now, but it keeps my weights. It actually held my pliers in there too. Oh, look at that. I guess I use Putski a lot, huh? That side there. This side here. You want to tape measure too is a good here in New Hampshire. You got some size limits in certain areas. Got some power bait. Different size hooks. So you got a size 4 here. Size 9 there. You want some small weights. Sometimes a depth finder is good to have. That way you can sound the hole. So you need a few different things. I mean, basic few ice fishing traps. All this stuff will come later in time as you go along and you like to ice fish and you do your things. Here's some really small hooks right there. I'm not sure what size those are. 6. Yep. Here's some little other ones there. So depending on where you're fishing, depending on what you're doing. So that's about it. So again, something to drill the hole, clean the hole. Something to put in the hole. You need some bait, and it's all about confidence. People buy lures and they jig based on certain colors, but buy because of confidence. Don't just fish it because it looks pretty. Fish it with confidence, and you'll catch a lot of fish. Doesn't matter what you're fishing for or what you're fishing with. So that's my ice fishing basics part 2.